Now, to further the Izzo Hall of Fame discussion, we bring in a man who knows him and the program very, very well. He's the great Steve Smith, who joins us getting ready for the coverage of the national championship game. Steve, your reaction to the news, Tom Izzo, a Hall of Famer.
Well, first of all, Mike, it's just to have those words put together, Tom Izzo, Hall of Famer, means so much for me because of our relationship, mine and Tom's. I was his first recruit, so going back to the first time I saw Tom coming into the gym as a assistant coach for Judd Heathcote in the Michigan State program to today, you know, all the stuff that's gone on between that first recruiting, me having contact with him, to seeing him succeed so much. Obviously, we know all the numbers and accolades on the court. But I think now just to get a chance to see him celebrated as a Hall of Famer, to me, it gave me chills. And obviously, I'm here in Houston with him, got a chance to see him yesterday, and I had no doubt he'd be first ballot. And I'm proud to say I played for him, proud to call him a friend, and proud to be, you know, in the same city, in the same hotel as him and when he gets the news.
Take me back to when you first saw him recruiting you. What do you remember about a younger version of Tom Izzo?
Hey, Mike, great question, because I think people don't understand. And back when I was recruited, which was a long time ago, you know, most of the players, I would say young players, you're just looking for the head coach. You know, you're looking for the Judd Heathcotes, the Mike Krzyzewskis, and all the head coaches, you know, and assistant coaches play a huge role. And so to have Tom Izzo coming around and be the voice for Michigan State basketball, and we all know Judd wasn't the most outgoing recruiter, fantastic coach. So Tom Izzo did a phenomenal job of convincing me that Michigan State was the right place for me, and I had no doubt. So my special relationship with him as assistant coach, and obviously special relationship with him now, him leading the Michigan State University in the basketball organization.
Give me an example of something that you and other players that learned under him know about him that those of us who didn't get that opportunity don't know.
Well, I think the one thing is, Mike, I think you guys know pretty much, because he's kind of one of these coaches, even with his highly successful career, he's an open book. And that's why I think everybody loves him. I think the one thing that people don't understand, I mean, I wouldn't say don't understand, that wouldn't know, that's maybe a little bit of secret that we always trying to get him to understand, that Tom Izzo, you're still in the mindset of kind of, I would say, an assistant coach. And that's what makes him special. He understands, he knows, and he has that respect from all of us as he's the leader and the head coach. But he works tirelessly at every part of the game as if he was still that first-time assistant coach. And I think more importantly, the guys that know him and the older guys, none of the younger guys could say it, is you want him to slow down. But then on the other hand, you know that's not Tom Izzo. He's going to work as hard as the day one, as the first day on the job as assistant, and to the Hall of Fame coach that he is now. And I think I can add, Mike, that what separates Tom Izzo from most is he's the most genuine, down-to-earth, superstar college coach that we have, I think, in the history of the college game. And that separates him. And then you have him as X and O coach. He's right up there in the top tier. And then you have him as a motivator. Then you have him as a coach that has great relationship. I don't think there's another basketball university that can say that the turnout that we had and always have, when there's 200, 150, 200 guys that come back to support Michigan State basketball. And obviously people saw it at Final Fours, but you guys know closer than everybody, even regular Big Ten games, even that regular games during the season, you'll have more former players that come back to support the basketball university and basketball team that didn't even play for Tom Izzo. Guys that, you know, 40, 50 years ago played for Judd and other coaches who still come back and support Tom.
Why is that?
Because I think the true word is to define Tom Izzo is genuine. He's totally genuine, and then every time you get a chance to meet him, there's no wall up. There's nothing but genuine Tom Izzo. Might not be, you know, for some of the players playing for him, you might not want to hear some of the things, but I think for guys who just come in contact with him, especially some of the players that didn't play for him, they get a chance to have a genuine conversation with him, and the genuine trust. That's what you have from Tom Izzo, a trust factor.
And all these nice things and how relatable and down-to-earth he is, they're 100% true in every dealing I've had with him. However, it's not like he's a pushover. So give me an idea of how intense he can get, whether it's in a huddle or a practice or what have you.
Well, I think that's where you see the other part. And I think that's where, like you said, you see one side of Tom, but then also you see the other side. And the other side is he will push you and get you to reach your potential. And that's what you want everybody to do in the long run. As a youngster playing for him, sometimes you don't understand. It's hard to deal with, but I think every player that played for Tom Izzo will say they become a better player and a better man after the 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, or 1 year they've been around him because he genuinely cares. And I think in everything in life, not a lot of people can have somebody yell at you, grunt at you, scream at you, give those type of looks if you didn't feel you had that trust and that love, and it was all for the betterment of you. I think a lot of times, sometimes people have feelings where, well, yeah, he's doing this for the cameras, he's doing this partly for me, partly for himself. Nobody feels that from Tom Izzo. Everything is for a better team, for wins, and for you to get better successfully individually.
Whether it's when he was an assistant or when they won it all in 2000 or something off the court, what's your favorite Izzo story to tell?
It's so many, but I think the one thing that separates him is that he's going to be there for you and has nothing to do with basketball. And I think to a man that's been around him in that basketball program, Tom Izzo's going to be for you and supporting you, whether it has nothing to do with basketball. And I think that's what separates him. It's Tom Izzo, the Hall of Fame coach, but also separates him from just, lining him up with some of the best people, high-character people in the world. Tom Izzo ranks right up there.
Steve Smith, you've given us enough of your time. You got a national championship game to cover tonight on TBS with Greg Gumbel and company. Enjoy the game, and thanks so much for giving us some Izzo insight.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.